Money has a way of revealing character, exposing greed, loyalty, and the consequences of every choice. In Paid in Full, 2002, the pursuit of wealth becomes a test of survival, trust, and morality. Every decision has a cost, and every gain carries a risk. This is a story not just about crime, but about the financial and moral lessons that follow when ambition meets danger. In the heart of 1980s Harlem, the streets pulsed with ambition, danger, and the promise of fast money. For many young men growing up in a neighborhood plagued by poverty and limited opportunity, the drug trade represented more than a source of income. It was a gateway to power, respect, and survival. Paid in Full, 2002, captures the brutal reality of this world, illustrating how choices surrounding money, trust, and morality shape not just fortunes, but lives. The story centers on Ace, a young man with ambition, sharp instincts, and a desire to rise above his circumstances. He begins with nothing but a hunger for success and an ability to observe the rules of the street carefully. From the start, the narrative teaches that financial success is never just about earning money. It's about strategy, discipline, and understanding the consequences of one's actions. Ace quickly learns that the streets operate under a different set of principles than the world he has known. Every dollar earned carries risks of betrayal, violence, and moral compromise. He observes those around him who squander opportunities and make impulsive decisions, learning that recklessness is the fastest path to ruin. Early in his journey, Ace demonstrates the critical lesson that wealth grows when managed wisely. He reinvests earnings, maintains loyalty with his closest allies, and understands that patience can be as valuable as bold action. In a world where one mistake can be fatal, these habits are the difference between survival and destruction. The film portrays Ace's methodical approach as a blueprint for how careful financial decision-making can mitigate risk even in the most volatile environments. However, ambition is a double-edged sword. As Ace accumulates wealth and influence, he attracts envy, suspicion, and danger from every direction. Friends become rivals, and loyalty is tested at every turn. This narrative thread reinforces a profound moral lesson. Wealth without ethical grounding is fragile. Even the most intelligent or strategic person can fall when surrounded by greed, jealousy, and betrayal. The story reminds viewers that every financial decision carries moral weight. Choices driven solely by personal gain, without regard for trust or integrity, often result in catastrophic consequences. The film contrasts Ace's careful approach with the reckless behavior of his peers. One friend embodies immediate gratification and impulsive spending, ignoring the importance of planning and foresight. His rapid ascent in wealth gives the illusion of success, but his lack of discipline ultimately leads to disaster. This character serves as a cautionary tale, demonstrating that money acquired without wisdom or self-control is fleeting. The lesson is universal. Financial literacy is inseparable from character. True success is not just measured by how much money one earns, but by the sustainability and security of that wealth over time. Mitch, another figure in the story, represents the dangers of overextension. His ambition exceeds his capacity to manage risk, and he often makes bold moves without fully understanding the environment. The tension between calculated risk and reckless ambition drives the narrative, teaching that success requires not only courage, but also an accurate assessment of one's limitations. The story illustrates that, in both legal and illegal ventures, misjudging risk can destroy even those who are talented or seemingly fortunate. The consequences of reckless financial decisions are magnified when combined with external pressures and volatile circumstances. Betrayal emerges as one of the most costly outcomes of the pursuit of wealth. As the characters navigate the treacherous world of Harlem's drug trade, alliances are fragile, and loyalty is often tested. Ace faces betrayals from those he trusted most, underscoring the principle that financial gain can distort relationships and values. In this narrative, the pursuit of wealth is inseparable from the ethical decisions made along the way. The story demonstrates that even when one achieves success, the absence of integrity can erode security, trust, and ultimately, life itself. Every choice, whether to trust, carries profound financial and moral consequences. The violent consequences depicted in the film are not merely dramatic, they are lessons in accountability. The narrative shows that wealth achieved through unethical means or without consideration for the broader consequences is always at risk. Characters who act impulsively or betray trust experience rapid downfall, while those who plan, calculate, and maintain ethical standards navigate danger more successfully. This is a critical financial lesson. In any system, legality and morality provide stability, and ignoring these foundations can turn success into catastrophe. Money alone cannot guarantee safety or longevity. How it is earned, spent, and protected matters far more than the amount itself. One of the central themes of Paid in Full is the interplay between environment and financial behavior. The characters' choices are shaped by systemic poverty, limited opportunities, and social pressures. The film portrays how circumstances can force individuals into high-risk strategies and tough ethical dilemmas. This reflects a broader lesson applicable to any context. Understanding your environment, its constraints, and the potential risks is essential for making sound financial decisions. Ace's ability to navigate these pressures while maintaining discipline and foresight highlights the importance of situational awareness in financial and moral decision-making. This story also explores the concept of opportunity cost. Every choice made by Ace, Mitch, and their peers comes with trade-offs, whether in relationships, personal safety, reputation, or long-term stability. Money gained through shortcuts or at the expense of ethics is ultimately unsustainable. The narrative emphasizes that true financial wisdom requires evaluating not only immediate gains, but also long-term consequences and hidden costs. This theme resonates beyond the world of crime, offering lessons for legitimate business ventures, investments, and personal financial planning. The characters' experiences serve as a mirror, reflecting the dangers of ignoring these principles in real life. Trust and accountability are recurring lessons throughout the film. Ace's success is grounded in his ability to honor commitments, cultivate loyalty, and manage relationships carefully. In contrast, those who betray associates or act solely out of self-interest face swift and often violent consequences. This illustrates a critical truth. Long-term wealth and stability are tied to ethical behavior, interpersonal skills, and reliability. Financial literacy alone cannot protect someone from the consequences of poor moral decisions or damaged relationships. The story teaches that money amplifies character traits. Those who are ethical and disciplined tend to thrive, while the reckless or dishonest are inevitably undone. The narrative of Paid in Full also emphasizes the psychological effects of wealth and ambition. Rapid financial gain can distort priorities, inflame envy, and fuel risky behavior. The film shows that the pursuit of money often tests mental resilience and ethical standards. Characters must balance greed with caution, ambition with morality, and desire with wisdom. These lessons are crucial for anyone navigating complex financial landscapes, whether in crime, business, or personal finances. Money magnifies choices. It does not absolve responsibility. Understanding this principle is central to the moral and financial education embedded in the story. By the film's conclusion, the cumulative lessons of the narrative are clear. Wealth without foresight, discipline, or ethical grounding is inherently unstable. Money alone does not protect from danger, betrayal, or self-destruction. Ace's journey demonstrates that survival and long-term success requires strategic thinking, careful management, and moral integrity. The consequences faced by those around him reinforce the universal truth that reckless ambition, impulsive financial decisions, and ethical compromises carry steep costs. Paid in Full leaves the audience with an understanding that true financial wisdom is inseparable from moral awareness and personal discipline. The story of Paid in Full extends beyond its immediate setting, offering lessons relevant to anyone seeking to understand the interplay between money, morality, and decision-making. The dangers of greed, impulsivity, and betrayal, depicted in the film, mirror the challenges faced in legitimate economic systems. The film encourages viewers to consider not only the financial outcomes of their choices, but also the moral and personal costs, highlighting the importance of reflection, foresight, and integrity in all financial endeavors. Ultimately, Paid in Full is not merely a crime story. It is a study in human behavior, morality, and financial responsibility. The narrative illustrates how ambition and opportunity can lead to prosperity or disaster, depending on the choices made along the way. Wealth magnifies human tendencies, rewarding discipline and punishing recklessness. The film's enduring impact lies in its ability to convey complex lessons about trust, loyalty, ethics, and strategic thinking through the lens of true crime and street-level economics. Paid in Full serves as both a gripping true crime tale and a moral guide on financial responsibility. It highlights the consequences of greed, the importance of loyalty, and the necessity of disciplined decision-making. The characters' journeys demonstrate that money alone cannot define success or secure safety. Rather, it is the integration of wisdom, morality, and careful planning that ensures sustainable prosperity. The story encourages reflection, urging viewers to consider how every financial decision, whether small or large, carries moral and personal significance. It is a narrative that transcends its setting, offering enduring lessons for anyone navigating the complex intersections of ambition, wealth, and ethics. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.